Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your hostess, Paulette Rees-Denis, your movement motivator and your passion instigator, and here to bring you inspiring stories from entrepreneurs, artists, healers from around the globe to inspire you to step fuller and bigger into your own creativity, your own life, to heal, to share, to enjoy. I thank you for being here. Hello, my beauties. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am Paulette Rees-Denis. I am your tribal hostess. I am your movement motivator and your passion instigator and your networker for meeting all these amazing people out in the world doing magical, wonderful things that are creating change and bringing beauty and empowerment to so many others. And you know, if you know me, if you're new to me, or if you know me, I love to bring you these people. I love to dive in and find out people's stories. I love to share people with each other because we are this beautiful, huge circle of connection and community, and we are all here for each other. We are all here to uplift each other and to share our special gifts. So my gift to you is as not only a podcast host, but also a creativity lifestyle coach, business coach. And I bring you other coaches, I bring you artists, I bring you musicians, I bring you dancers. And today I have kind of a woman who does a lot of things kind of like me. Rebecca Tichbon is here in the house from Western Australia, right? Western Australia.
Yeah. Yep.
And welcome. And so she has many names. I've been calling her Titch, but now we're going to call her Beck, if I remember. But she will answer to all of her names. And she is an amazing woman who is kind of like my soul sister, does a lot of beautiful empowerment things, and brings women gatherings together. And you, of course, Beck, can give us a little bit more. But I'm so drawn to you and what you are bringing to the world, and now including the dance. So Beck has been studying with me and with all my master teachers, bringing global caravan tribal belly dance into her repertoire of magical tools.
I love that you said magical tools because that is one of the ways I love to describe what I do as well.
So why don't you describe what you do? Let's see how you say it compared to me.
I guess I love creating wonderful spaces for women to come together, and women's empowerment, women's support, women's connection is pretty much behind everything that I do. So people often come to me and say, "Oh, you look really busy," and I don't like that term.
Oh,
I always say, "I'm not busy. I'm not busy. I am walking my true path. I am working towards my goals, and everything I do is part of that. And I'm not busy for busy's sake. Everything that I do is part of that.
So isn't it, I want to talk about that for a minute, because that's really a crazy thing, because that's what people always say to me. Even my mother says that to me. You're always so busy. I'm like, I hate that word. Do not use that word busy with me. And how do you know how busy I am? Because I'm doing everything I love to do. But people would say, oh, I'm afraid to reach out to you. You're too busy. I'm like, I never said that. So, but it's people's perception. So what is that?
Yeah, I think, do they feel that they're already too busy, and the things that they see me do make them think that I must be in that same position. But you know, I always have time. I never feel stressed about all the things I'm doing. I still feel that I have enough time to spend with my family, work on my new crochet projects, you know.
Another new passion.
Yeah, yeah, I don't feel like I'm rushing from one thing to the next. I've got a beautiful collection of things that I have visioned and created for my life, so that the things that I'm working on are all my passions, and it never feels like busyness.
Yes, yes. And I mean, it does depend on how you define that word busy. But a lot of people think that if you're super busy, you feel important. Or if you're super busy, you're like totally stressed out, like with way too many things. I mean, there's so many different variations on that word. But like what you said is like when you fill yourself up with what you love to do, and because I know you a little bit, like me, we calendar ourselves up so that it makes sense, so that we can do these beautiful things that create change in the world and make a difference for our clients, our customers, our students, our friends, our family. And yet, what's most important is giving ourselves time for self-care, self-reflection, and for dreaming and continuing on, right?
Yeah.
So what are you dreaming about?
So yeah. So a few years ago, well, 5 years ago now, that I had a job teaching full time, and my
Teaching
kids,
in a school?
and at a college.
Okay.
Teach science at a college, and things there changed, and it wasn't as passionate about that anymore. We got a change of leadership, and the whole management change wasn't done well. And then I went through this period of where I just felt like I got hammered by one thing after another. And I wrote about all of this in the book that I wrote last year, so my memoirs. And yeah, thanks Paulette as well for some inspiration to become an author as well.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Yeah, so I share a bit about it in there, but I sort of came out of the other side of all of those things. One of the major things that happened at that time was the loss of my youngest child, and came out of that, and I'd lost all confidence. I was obviously going through grief, and I started to experience a new feeling I hadn't really experienced before, which was anxiety. And after, the period where my daughter had been sick in hospital, that's a time where you should be experiencing anxiety, I suppose. Like, it's normal to feel that. But I came out of it, my body, after 2 months, had been in that mode. I felt like I couldn't step back out of it. My cortisol was always pumping. And after a while, I realized if I didn't do something to help myself, I would end up with some sort of chronic illness. My body was going to get beaten up, and disease would be able to enter my body, whether, and people that go through sort of those chronic emotions can also end up with things like autoimmune conditions or cancers and things like that. And I just felt within my body, if I didn't do something to look after myself, that I'd be opening myself up to that sort of those sort of issues. Plus, I was experiencing anxiety attacks. I didn't want to leave the house. constantly worrying about my other children and their health. Kind of luckily, I had long service leave owing to me, so I could take some time away from my work and really just work on myself. And it was at that time that,
Thankfully for that.
I got interested in aromatherapy. Someone had given me some essential oils after the loss of my daughter, like a grief blend, and it really helped me. And my scientific mind got curious. How does this stuff work? So I started researching about essential oils and ended up deciding to do some formal study and came away with a diploma in aromatherapy. And now that is one of the things that I do in my business is aromatherapy. But my passion in that is helping other people with their emotions. So not so much massages and all those other beautiful things you can do with essential oils. It's helping people use oils to support themselves through emotional difficulties. But also the other things that I will do in my work are all around that as well. And that's been a beautiful journey for me personally to create new aromatherapy techniques that can help people.
Love that.
Well as, and then go out and share it.
And so when you talk about aromatherapy, you're probably talking about all of the above, as in ingesting, as in layering on your body, as in diffusing.
So I'm coming up with blends for clients is one of my favorite things. When I used to work in the lab, my job role was to identify bacteria, and I would use my sense of smell a lot to do that because they all have unique odors. Smelling essential oils is much nicer.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Oh my God. And do you work with a specific brand?
No, I haven't aligned myself with any particular company. I do order a lot from Aromatics International, which is actually based in America. The college that I studied my aromatherapy diploma with are aligned with them, so I get a bit of a discount.
I haven't heard of them. So and I use doTERRA's predominantly. I was a sales rep for doTERRA for a while, and
and I have a doTERRA account as well. We have a lovely local production company called Tinderbox. I try and support local as well.
Nice.
And some, my favorite tangerine is from Tinderbox, but my favorite frankincense is the doTERRA one. So, I call myself a brand whore. People ask me what brand do you use.
I love it. I
think as long as you're using high quality oils that aren't fragrance oils,
And so so diving into that aspect of your business, do you use the oils to work with your clients, or do you sell the oils to your clients, or all of the above?
I can. I don't have a huge stock of oils to sell. My main focus is on actually helping women who already have their own amazing collection of oils and putting them to good use, because there's so many ladies who have bought themselves, probably spent a lot of money collecting their own hands up Paulette, their own doTERRA collection or their own Yummy collection, and they tend to just use their favorites and they're not making the best use of their whole collection. So that's one of the things I love to do.
So tell me about your book a little bit.
So the book it was an interesting journey, because I wanted to share the information that I had about how to use essential oils for your emotions. And I started writing, and I thought, well, I need to share a bit about my own journey, because I can use myself as a case study about how these things work. And I ended up, it was meant to just be a little ebook that I could share with people. And then once I got started,
it grew.
It turned into a proper book. Yeah. It turned into a lovely big book. A lot of research has gone into the book. There's pages and pages of references. As a scientist, I want to share, that aromatherapy, people see me often and think, how can she be this medical scientist teaching at a college and university and do aromatherapy and now even belly dance as well? And it's not woo-woo anymore. There's all this research coming out.
I love that you said that.
Coming back to what we said at the very beginning about the magic, I love the science, and I love that science underpins everything that I do. But if you accept it as magical, it's just so much more fun. The way that we create blends, or I've got my pendulum. I play with my pendulum, and I know scientifically that there's micro muscles in the arm and the hand that make it sway, that my subconscious is controlling. But that's not very fun to explain it that way. So let's just.
But it is because it gives it more credence, or whatever.
But it's more beautiful to just accept it as a magical tool. And have fun with it.
And I mean, there's so many tools. Well, oils are a tool, right? Your pendulum is a tool. The cards are a tool. I use tarot cards and oracle cards.
Yeah, I got my cards here too. I've got all sorts of things around.
And now, are those cards that you made?
No, these are beautiful ones from Tomini Carmine Salerno. They're called
I haven't seen that.
cards.
There's so many now.
I love these. These are beautiful. I've got lots of decks. But so the book sort of starts with my story, and then I go into the technique that I developed for emotional support, and then I do profiles of lots of oils that are good for emotional support, and just encourage people to put this new tool into their toolbox.
Love it. Love it. And I think that, I mean, that's what we do as coaches, is give our clients tools, and tools, systems, structure, from the
and
practical.
Accountability too.
Accountability is huge. From practical, and so what I'm always saying is I mix the woo with the practical.
Yeah.
Because you got to go in, but you got to make a plan, right? You got to make a plan.
Yeah.
So you got to have strategy, and that is so far removed from how I would normally work, is to have that structure, and you got to, otherwise it's not going to happen. So, so I love that. I mean, I just love the blend, and I think it's wild that you're a scientist, and then you dive into the woo, and everything else that you do and that we do and our community does, as far as dance and movement and passion and energy and healing. I mean, all those things. So you left your job how many years ago?
I left that job just over 2 years ago.
And now?
Finally, and now I'm just really following that passion. I just want to, as you said, there's the woo, but there's the structure and the strategy. And what I love is every time I think about what am I going to do next, or what am I working on, does this fit with the vision that I have for my life? Does this fit in with the passions that I'm following? And if that's a yes, then I'll be like, woohoo, let's go. And
it's got to be a hell yes.
That it's not, I'm not just floating through my life. I'm creating the magic that I want. And that is empowering and beautiful, and just seeing the magic that you can in every day, be it whether I'm working with clients, doing dancing, doing aromatherapy. It's all beautiful stuff. And that's why I say I'm not busy. I'm just living the magic life that I wanted.
Yeah. And, I think that's so important what you said, is seeing the magic in every day. And what does that entail? That means taking the time to look around,
Yes.
taking the time to go, oh my God, I have this, or I've created this, or I'm so blessed to be here. Or, I mean, every day I get up and I go outside and like, I am so blessed to be here. And today is the best day of my life. And today is going to be amazing because I choose to make it that way.
That's it. Yes.
Right? I choose.
Yeah.
You got to decide. You have to decide what you want, how you want to make it. And that's so good. So what has been, as far as like your business aspect of growing your business, what has been the hustle? What's been hard? Or has anything been hard?
I guess that what's the term for it? Where the imposter syndrome. Who am I? Who am I to lead these women to new things? Who am I to write a book and put it out there? And I don't have an author degree or anything. Who am I to lead other women in a group setting, whether that be my teaching or the women's group that I run? But I also feel like I don't have to call myself necessarily the leader, as in, I'm the font of all wisdom that everyone has to look up to. I'm one of these women in a circle, and I'm just the facilitator. I am the co-creator. I am the hold space person to enable these women. And I don't see myself as rising above anybody else. I'm stepping up to my own true purpose,
right,
without needing to be looking down on anybody else. And
I think that's really important, Beck, because I mean, in falling into the leader role, not everybody is here to be a leader. We have to have followers and we have to have leaders, and everybody's here to do their thing. And sometimes you need guidance, you need support, you need someone to help show you the path. And in my experience, stepping into my leadership role has been years and years and years and years and years and years and years of experience, right? Adventure and acknowledgement of wisdom. And so, I mean, there's something to be said about that. It's not stepping up onto the pedestal, but it's stepping into ownership, right?
Yeah.
We all have degrees of ownership. We all have degrees, just like the matrix of maiden, mother, and crone. You're still in your motherhood life, and I'm into my crone life, which I completely and fully embrace and love, and there's so many beautiful levels of experience to share, right, as a leader. Yeah. I don't know what my point was. I'm just pontificating. But it's good. It's all good. So, any words of encouragement or wisdom to share?
I just feel like sometimes when we're talking about this busyness word, there's some people, and I'm not saying this to be derogatory to them, but they will be, I'm so busy. I got to get up, and then I've got to go to the toilet, and then I've got to have a shower, and then I've got to have breakfast and do this and this and this and this. And it's, I don't know, whoa, like when you focus on all of that doing, yes, you can get overwhelmed. Where can you pare it back? Where is it here that this is busyness for busyness sake?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And where is it that you're just way too focused on the fact that you've got stuff to do instead of focusing on that the stuff you're doing is leading into
Mm,
beautiful things for your life?
mm-hmm.
Even just taking stock, taking a livestock and go looking at all the cards of the things that you do in your day and go, do I need this in my day, or can I throw that card out, or do I put that in the important pile?
Mm-hmm.
And just being consciously creating what you want in your life. We get caught up in that, the flow and needing to do this and that. But we can take stock, we can step back and say, what do I really want? And
Well, and that's it. I mean, what you said is consciously creating, and it is
mm,
being able to step back and take time to realize what it is you truly want. And that's
yeah,
where people get so stuck sometimes, because they don't know how, they don't know, they don't have the tools. They don't know how to step back. They don't know how to stop. They don't know how to listen. And again,
and I
that's
was probably one of those, when I was working at full
sure.
time teaching and
Oh my
was
God. Hello.
yeah. And it took a lot for me to go, you know what, I actually took a doctor that said to me, you should just quit your job. um,
Oh,
because I was going, oh, I'm so stressed, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, you'll find something else. And when I quit, within 2 weeks, I had another 3 job offers. So, it was like the universe said, finally, we've been waiting for you to let us open these
yeah.
doors.
Yeah. And it's like you have to let go of things in order to open up to receive new things.
That's
And
right.
that's what so many people I think are afraid of, afraid of letting go, afraid of releasing, whether it's the old stories or the old patterns or the old habits, the old comfort zone, right?
That's right.
And life is first living. There's so much.
Yeah. And I think a big thing for me that came out of sharing about my book is that we're in our society, we've become afraid of sharing our emotions or
Mm,
expressing them.
mhm, mhm.
Um, I can't cry because that'll make everyone else feel uncomfortable, or I can't let a bit of my anger out because it's going to upset other people. Not that we need to go ranting and raving at people, but yeah,
But we
uh,
can.
we can.
And sometimes
Uh,
we need to.
yes, I'm going to let that out. But we seem to just stuff this emotion down so much. But one of the beautiful things about life is experiencing emotion,
Mhm.
and and
It's,
just
it's it's
stopping and
good.
letting that flow.
Nice.
And yeah, letting that, we again, is that busyness just there to mask emotions?
Mhm, mhm,
We're too busy to experience them, and stopping and sitting with them,
mhm.
sometimes learning from them, because those emotions are arising to teach us something. um, yeah, just taking stock and sitting back with them. um, Sharing them is okay. uh, there's places where you can, and people that you can share them with safely. Yeah, and that's another beautiful thing to come out of humanity.
Mm. Oh, I love that. Did y'all hear that, my friends out there? Oh, allowing yourself to be seen and heard, which is what we all want to be and do. We're human.
Yes,
It's that soul yearning for connection and community, right? Yeah, which is what we're about.
yeah, creating
Building
those spaces.
building
Yeah.
those circles, which is great. All right, honey, thank you so much for sharing your time with me this morning. For those of you who don't know, so she just woke up. It's like 6 a.m. for her.
Sun's just rising out the window in front of me.
And even though this won't be seen for a few weeks, today in my land, actually it's tomorrow for you, but it's March 4th, which is a book day. It's like National Book Day or International Book Day. And so make sure you post about your book on my site. But so it's great to celebrate that, which is great.
Yeah.
Celebrate being that author, putting that product out to the world, putting your words out to the world, which is really amazing, and putting all that you do out to the world. So I thank you so much for the work that you bring to the world, and for taking the time.
Mini Paulette on the other side of the world.
I know. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. And thank you, my friends out in Heart and Hustle land. Thank you for sharing another episode with us. I am Paulette Rees-Denis, and this is Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I will connect you up with Rebecca Tichbon and with me, and make sure you subscribe so that we can continue these beautiful podcasts and share us with everyone you know who would love this stuff. And that's great. And until we meet again, many, many blessings, and thank you for being here.